Quick and slick. Do you wanna be hip and slide? Show enough fly. Do you wanna be a superstar? Something that you're not by far. Do you wanna be crazy? Dirty and lazy. Tricky dick. Quick and slick. Do you wanna be hip and slide? Show enough fly. Do you wanna be a superstar? Something that you're not by far. Do you wanna be crazy? Dirty and lazy.
I think it can't be helped with the telecommunications that's expanding as rapidly as it is. You just can't get away from it.
But whatever you do, it's gonna come back on you. So be yourself. Be yourself. You ain't made it, baby.
Anyways, bye-bye. Fuck off.
GMDN MFers. What is up?
What's going on? Good morning, guys.
Welcome on, Trix, the man himself. How you doing, man?
I'm good, thank you. How you guys doing?
Dude, chilling,
Great.
man. You look
That's
good.
one of the best intro we've had, I'd say.
Yep, I think. Yeah, if you could just start making trailers for everything, we'll play them every single week. It's a nice little way to start the morning over here.
Sure.
You look. We were talking backstage. You look like you're in a nice little oasis over there. So appreciate you tuning in right now and hanging out with us today.
Sure thing. Pleasure. I'm in my little balcony oasis.
Dude,
hanging out with you guys.
I'm jealous.
Trix, is this the first time we've had you live on the show?
I think so.
I think so too.
It can, yeah, possibly. I think you had Hood once.
Yeah,
That's about
Well,
it.
We had Hood and Q and Dilly. I think we've had the whole cabinet.
Was it
pretty
Hood?
much. Hood was on. Oh no, it was Newton Baker.
That's right. Locked in the basement.
He had his
Newton
assistant.
Baker.
He had his assistant on.
His secretary. Yeah, he wasn't feeding him too well or something like that back in the day. He was down in the basement. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, man, welcome onto the stream for the first time officially.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you over here. Yeah, and we're happy to get a little Saturday morning stream going over here because I
I'm
know.
honored to be here.
Yep.
Love you guys. You're very
Appreciate it.
supportive of the project. Very much appreciated.
Of course.
It deserves
Very
the
happy to be
support.
here.
One of our favorites.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say you guys are lacking the support. I feel like when it comes to how great and fun of a project you guys are in this space. But I think like everything, you guys age like fine wine, and I think it's gonna be fun over time that you guys are getting to inflate into new chains right now, and people are gonna get to experience a little bit more of the fuckery outside of where we're at the moment. So yeah, happy to have you on.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I was just going to say, it's obviously old money is not for everyone.
Yeah.
When you see the rest of the space, you can tell that the project is a little bit different. Not to say better, but just different. So
Not everyone has taste.
well, I mean, I would never say that because art and everything for me
Absolutely,
in my line of judgment, there's no number ones. There's no competition in art. I'm not I like sports and watching sports every once in a while, but the whole ideology of competition is something I don't really get into. And I think what's cool about art is that there's no number one. You're the number one. If you decide that you're fucking number one, then you're the number one artist in your eyes. Simple as that.
Mindset for sure.
But yeah, we're going to try to reach out and get some people from other spaces who may enjoy the message, who may enjoy the global idea of the project. And if we don't find them here, we'll find them somewhere else. But yeah, that's why we're expanding also, because there shouldn't be any frontier, between all these spaces that are all really cool, all trying to do the same thing. Strangely maxing, on each chain, which is not something very constructive, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it does create some sort of a dynamic, because people are kind of fighting for their thing. So that means they're not sleeping. But anyways, we don't give a shit. We're here to be everywhere, especially, on the mother chain. on Solana, on Cardano, wherever. I think at one point we'll be bridging the art, and it won't really mean anything anymore. Just same way, the world we live in today doesn't have these symbolic psychological borders anymore. We can go anywhere we want, and it should be the same on this fucking freedom tech, right?
Absolutely.
That's true.
Well, there's different currencies around the world, so now you have old money that makes sense. Go to different blockchains. Like your product specifically, having different kind of projects or different kind of what do I want to say?
Different types of
Everyone's streaming
currencies.
decentralization.
Different currency, but like different. God, I can't think of the damn word I'm thinking of. Collection on different blockchain you're having. So that's why I think it's a great thing for you guys to have.
Especially
Yeah.
a limited one, which is fun for your style of art. Like it really kind of plays into that well because it is that good, in my opinion.
I think
Endless creativity.
Your
For
project and Old Money is one of those ones where it kind of we've always been in that degen mindset. I think when we first came into this to like make money, I think most people inside of crypto are in that narrative or fall in that bucket. But you guys were one of the first like projects, I think, or maybe the only one at the moment where I'm like, dude, I don't care what these prices these things are at the moment. I genuinely enjoy collecting it. I think it's fun, and you guys have a fun community. And if the price goes up, great. If not, I'm not sitting here just like, oh, my bags are down. And I think the general community for you guys have established that well, to really put art at the forefront and lean into that. And it shows because you guys have one of the most active chats that I know of, and at least on the Cardano side. And you guys aren't doing anything. There's no hype posts every day. There's no, hey guys, we need to increase this. We need to make a token. You guys are just hanging out, enjoying what the art that you created and the community that you guys have made. But yeah, I really do appreciate what you guys have done over the last year, especially as you guys have had to pivot.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to look at this as a slow economy, not a ephemeris economy where things happen in 6 seconds and then disappear in 5 seconds. So this whole thing that is extremely, relevant and present in the space almost kind of forms itself psychologically as a mentality or an influence on the psyche that you're supposed to expect things to happen in accelerated manners. Certainly not human manners, because we're talking about robotic speeds. We can't keep up with that kind of shit. And so it makes like a lot of things that happen like very ephemeris. Like people get used to the idea that a project comes around and then it just goes away, maybe in 2 months, maybe in 3 months.
Yep.
I'm not looking at things like that. Like I did not do all of that so we can take it and put it in a trash bag in 1 year. And then maybe I move on to something else. But then, of course, like you were talking about people being in there for the money. Of course I'm in it for the money. I'm also in it for the money, but I don't want to make my money in any imaginable whatever ways. I want to make it, doing something that's cool. If it's art, then you're getting art. I like the idea of interacting with the community and all the things that we can do, which comes down to entertainment, continuous entertainment since 3 years. You're talking about the little films I did. That's part of it, right? So trying to at least, bring as much value and richness in what we're doing. And of course, it depends on time spectrum. It needs to last. We need to be still around in 10 years. If we have done that in a way, we've prospered, no matter how much these bills are worth. But I mean, if the community hangs in there, like and I'm not saying the community should not hang in there. It should be in there because it just wants to be. This is not about holding on for dear life or anything, or waiting for something to happen. This is about enjoying every day and the present moment in a world where we value what comes after in the future.
I think with you guys,
What you said, Tommy, is that, since it's not so much driven on this hype side, since you kind of just allow the community to play into the memes as well as the own side of your own project, making such great jokes, such great content, even giving them in ways just because of the names and personalities you've built, they're able to build off that. You see that community build, or how strong that is. It's something we talk about how all the time is the community for Old Money, where because it's not just something where, people are also interested in making money. We all are, but that doesn't need to be exclusive to just money. It doesn't need to be soulless, where people were drawn because of the art or because of the jokes they saw and how much fun everyone's having that they want to get involved in that. And that just makes them stay around that much longer, because other projects, maybe once some of the money's gone or the hype is gone, that Discord's dead. Everyone's gone. No one cares anymore. But it's projects like yours and other ones we've seen where they can build something beyond that, where they have so much more going for them that people are going to stay around then and continue to have fun, because now this is where they consider, quote unquote, the home. That's where, hey, I may go do other things. I may make some money over here. I may have some fun over with this community. But this is where I got started and what really cemented or made my foundation of like, oh, wow, I can really have a good time doing this beyond just buying and selling in a day the new project that's minting. There's actually a good time to be had here too.
And you guys have really stood your ground with being an art project. I love that. It's great quality art, and people stick around just for that. And you guys are pushing being an art project by doing and offering the physical prints of that, going to art shows, displaying the 0.2 bills. So I think what you guys are doing and pushing forward and moving forward is I'm excited to see, and I cannot wait to see that Ordinals collection when it comes out.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be very nice. And yes, we are trying to bridge to the normies. You know, that's kind of our project. The name is, hopefully it can be considered as cute, but it's kind of like an in-between us kind of name. But it does mean something. It means like there's a lot of people out there, I think, who, you know, like something I'm kind of consistently like worried about or kind of concerned about. And this is why when I meet people who ask me, hey, what do you do? You know, like some party or some event or something, and I'm always very reluctant to use the word NFT because it has such a bad reputation, and it's a reputation, sadly, that's based on complete ignorance. You know, it's the same thing for cryptocurrency. Yeah. I would love to find a way to talk to people who are not in this space and get them to understand that there is value here. And that everything is not what the media likes to talk about. They always talk about the drama. That's what ramps in the numbers. And they don't talk about what may be going on below that. So, you know, cryptocurrency, there's also a freedom movement where we don't want people to be, we don't want the state to be so linked to the money, and, you know, because it devalues our worth and stuff like that, which is legitimate, right? The whole concept of art on blockchain is something I can come around also and explain. It's a very interesting medium for me to work with generative art, first of all, where I get to participate in the result of the work. It's something I completely love. Like, I do all these things, and then an algorithm is going to choose different combinations. If I did that, it would be the most boring task and most uninteresting task for a human being ever. Like, to spend all that time just being, okay, I'm going to put that one with that one with that one, and then I'm going to put that one with that one. I don't know, come on. So yeah, this is like a justified, you know, kind of a technology that comes with it. And then, of course, blockchain and just, you know, infinite, like never-ending inscription, even on a better level on Bitcoin. It's another thing. You're actually inscribing your art, whereas other chains, you're pointing to Amazon servers where your art is, which is, you know, kind of different. All of these layers are things that if we find a proper way, a not too nerdy, crypto boy way to explain that to normal people, they might actually, you know, be like, okay, yeah, I get it. This is kind of cool. We just need to provide quality things to show them that this is professional, that we're taking this seriously, that we're not just a bunch of kids doing these little drawings that we're multiplying by 10,000s to do a cash grab. They might be those projects, and then there's other projects where the artists, like, you know, or for example, right, you can tell that this guy is like, you know, he loves what he does. Like, this is serious. He's not just pushing fucking, you know, stuff that he would look at and say, okay, we'll put it in. No, you can tell this thing is quality because he's a real artist, and he lives on that. You know, it's not just the money. It's about every single day we spend here until we fucking die. So when you're an artist, you're putting crap out there. I know you're not an artist. I know you're just someone looking for an opportunity, and then I can tell these people apart very easily, and many of you can too. So if you're into that part of the game, then you're in the right place. If you're in old money, because that's what we're putting we're putting forward. You know?
I'm sure a lot of us here in both the viewers in the chat and the three of us, often when we talk to people that maybe aren't as much on the blockchain or have no idea, or parents even, because that's what, like you said, they see the things where it says this poorly drawn picture of a pig that has different mustaches on it is being sold for $25,000, and they go, well, that stuff's all a scam. Or they hear about someone that lost everything. And yours is definitely one of the projects where I go, no, I was just showing people downstairs. This is where I was like, this is like the art that is actually on the project, the one that has communities built around it that isn't gone in a day, because they aren't a pig with different mustaches, or this one has a blue hat and this one has a red hat on it. And blue hats are worth $15,000 for some reason. So it is absolutely that same vibe. I think we've probably all shown your project to people, or shown especially even just the physical merch side, saying, look, this isn't just something that exists in this weird scam Ethereum space or something like that, where everyone's getting their wallets drained and there's bots spamming you on Twitter every time you say you have a wallet issue. There's a full physical art side that can be tied to this, where it's all in one. It's videos, music. It's not just these profile pictures on Twitter. And having examples like your project and things like that, where we can bring in people that say, look, this is what's actually happening that you're not able, you're not seeing, you're not getting to hear about, is amazing, because it does bring people in.
Yeah. I was going to say too, just the dial back, you guys, as far as like the curating like a community, like it kind of gets, maybe those expectations get set early on from a lot of those projects too, of, hey, we're this type of project, we're going to provide value for you. We're going to keep putting these different things out. We're going to change up and mutate some of these things so you guys can keep printing basically more money. And once that kind of runs out and that loop is ran its course, then that's when everything kind of just disappears. And you guys have done a good job with the community and your fan base, just even the narrative, to be able to inflate stuff. You guys have approached this from such a unique angle, where you're not necessarily making people feel like that's what it is. And I think even last year when you guys had a little bit of a reset, when Hoodro did step away, it was a positive reset for you guys, because it really did put the focus on the artwork. There were no expectations of all this tech and all this crazy stuff at that time, right? Like that all went away. And there was definitely like a recourse to that a little bit with the community, and not saying that Hoodro you guys did an awesome thing to start. But I think the focus got really put on the artwork itself and the community, and you guys have really done a good job in that last year to kind of lean into that with different events, the physical prints, the different shows you guys are going to be doing. And now here where you're able to expand and kind of go wherever you want, you've got that community that'll follow you. And I think a lot of people, you'll be able to capture that same kind of audience on different blockchains, and it plays into your narrative really well. So that is my big thing of why I like you guys as well. Yeah, sure, how do you feel about that? Like going in from this like last year, has it been kind of rocky? I mean, obviously tech wise maybe is one thing, but like as far as, do you feel like you guys are in a little unique like sweet spot right now?
Are we in a sweet spot right now, you saying? Yeah,
like as far as a project, do you feel like you guys are like now, like you've carved your own niche so much so that it doesn't matter what's going on around you guys are, you're going to be fine?
Yeah, of course we'll all be fine. I'm very positive, so I will never say anything different than we'll be fine.
Do you mean more, Tommy, like after things have kind of pivoted, with Hood having to kind of return to the fiat mine? Is that what you're kind of asking more, Tommy?
Well, when that happened, right? Like a lot of people, obviously you think a founder or somebody's leaving, you're worried about some, the project in general, but with that,
they kind of got.
But when that happened though, too, it was like most people are like, dude, I mean, you guys tried to rug us once already the summer before that didn't work, and people were just, if anything, it's just you strengthened the community. And I feel like over that, and I feel like now the community is even stronger.
I think at the moment. I think part of the pivot was to be transparent. There was a fuck up at one point, and I think that's one that I feel kind of comfortable with, because when we started in 21, you can't really say that one project had a proper perspective in mind. Make art, sell the art, because people want art on the blockchain. Let's do it, And what comes after as a grand, project or whatever, probably wasn't, matured in 96% of these projects, and probably maybe 100%. For a very simple reason, is that we're evolving in a space where the space is also trying to tell us something. we have an idea of what we want to do, but the space also is evolving at its own space, and we're trying to also follow on that. But it doesn't really know where it's going. So everybody's going, you know, it's kind of like, I remember like, this is a stupid like metaphor, but I used to go to these free parties, like tech festivals in France, and we would all, you know, have to depend on like a number to call to get the address in some field somewhere, but starting like 11 at night. So the cops wouldn't show up there. And like all these cars would follow each other going onto these fields, thinking they were going in the right place, but then at the last second they would change the place and everybody would be going back, and you have like these lines of cars going in these fields. I don't know why I'm referring to that, but I'm just saying that like basically we were all going in the same direction, following the first car ahead, but that first car actually had no idea where it was going.
Right.
So there was this moment where where I was like, okay, what the fuck are we doing? We're about to offer a token. We put the fuckery protocol together with Hood. I was a bit confused at that time. I think he was too. And just so everybody knows, this isn't, you know, Hood's fault. This is like us two deciding to go in that direction. And we start thinking about Mfer token. And the more I think about Mfer token at that point, the more I'm thinking about Gary Gensler, really. Yeah. I'm thinking about securities. I'm thinking about stuff like, what are we doing here? What is the point of this token? What is it going to do? It seems like it's just a pump and dump orchestration kind of thing like we see on meme coins, unless we give it some real utilitarian value and it's meant for something. So there was this point right there where I'm like, oh, it looks like we're doing something that we're not supposed to do to kind of save the project in a way, or keep people because we think that's what people want.
Right.
And though Hood left, and at that point I'm like, well, you know what? Whether the people expect this or that, I'm going to explain to them that what the project is about art, and this is the way it goes, and you can forget about the way it aligns on other projects. This is how it's going to be, and forgive me for the confusion prior, but this is where we're going. If you want to stick in. If you want to get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Some got the fuck out, most stuck in. And now we're on the course that I've kind of reset, and that's going where it's supposed to go. Yeah. Where the idea is, you know, old money reaches out to the outside world, has a little fun, theatrically orchestrated type of message and communication point on money. I want to have, you know, in the future, if we can, like this big exhibition somewhere where we show old money, but we also explain to just normal people how money works, because the biggest Ponzi scheme is the dollar. And no one knows that. And every time people talk about Ponzi schemes, they forget to compare the dollar to all of these Ponzi schemes. I'm not talking about the Madoff Ponzi schemes, but I'm talking about stuff that devalues. And people are like, oh, you know, this cryptocurrency is going to fuck you in the ass. It's like, well, you've been fucked in the ass for the last 50 years with the dollar. I would love people to just know that. And then, you know, we can have like kids come in also, like, you know, little children and stuff, you know, like everybody can come in and we can set them up with a little workshop where they can print their own bills on real kind of bill type paper, 75%
cool.
cotton, you know, and they can use these stamps and like make their stamp in the middle and create the character in the middle. Have fun stuff, like, you know, play around, learn about currency, understand also that currency is a note. It's a central bank that says, written on a post-it, hey, this is good for $50. It's not actual value, you know. It's and even if they can go as far as understanding that at one point we created notes on gold and now we don't, and I'm the guy that kind of symbolizes the dipshit who decided at one point, well, it wasn't entirely his fault, but that would, you know, gold standard would go to would stop. That would be cool, you know. I would love to have old money kind of mixed up with a narrative which tends to want to explain people just basic things about money in a world that is completely changing right now from a currency and a monetary level, with BRICS and obviously the dollar that's going to not be the world reserve currency anymore. It's not going to be the most used currency anymore. This is going to dilute. And it's going to change a lot of things. And I'm sometimes afraid that if people in general don't know about these things, that they might get fucked even harder.
Yeah.
So does that mean how to use a wallet?
Look forward to some old money, like if we're going to start going real back, some old money gold bricks someday, some stamps on some, you know, gold coins maybe?
Maybe. For the moment, the idea is to value through art, because of course I'm far from being, you know, someone who can pretend to sell art at price levels that other artists do. that are in the traditional world, but art is the greatest sort of value in the world. I think it beats gold, it beats anything. If you have like a very temporary traditional art, it's stuff that's sold at Christie's, of course.
Yeah,
that will beat any test of time and any value out there. I mean, you can look at the charts; they're just way to fuck up. That's where the rich people will put their money in to preserve the value of their money, like the ones who have 40 million to spend on an artwork or something.
You mentioned this. I used to try and pitch to Tommy and TJ before this that we should just become international art thieves, because you got one painting selling for $190 million. It's the art world. I figure how hard can those guys be? We could probably roll in there and just put our finger in our shirt and say hands up, give us the art, no problem. It'd be probably pretty easy. But yeah, I mean, the money that's in that world is that's when you get to that fuck you money where it's like, how much is it? No, they don't ask the price. I want that, I'm gonna buy it. What's that area?
You know what's funny is you could steal that piece of art. So for example, I don't know, you steal a Monet, right? And you steal it at a certain point, and then your court date is like 11 months later, and the value on which you're going to jail is based on the new reevaluated value of the painting. That some guy said, well, now it's worth $1 billion. So this guy can go 40 more years in jail.
Yeah.
But it's like with Sam Bankman-Fried, it's like, he got only so many years. I think there's a gap there. There's some rule that even the college teachers teach where it's like, if you're gonna steal $10 million, you steal $200 million, because eventually they can't only put you in prison for so long. Just go for the big one.
If you're a bank, if you're a bank, I mean, yeah, you definitely should, because you will never get any time. So
nope,
that's true.
Yeah.
Tom, I was gonna make a joke, but it's a little fast. But he looked like he was coming back from that bank robbery already with those prison shirts.
I'm stealing hamburgers all morning.
We are going to go off the deep end, Trix. I wish we had a longer Saturday over here. I gotta get us focused right now, because we've got a new collection out here that is dropping over on another chain, aka the mother chain itself.
The mother chain.
MFers will prosper on the mother chain.
So can you tell us a little bit about we've talked Ordinals a bunch over on our channel, and why are we going over to Ordinals, and what is the collection itself? How many are we talking? What are the details on this collection, and what kind of inspired it?
What inspired it, what initially provoked it was Mfer Bourbon, who were hitting me up, who are heavily, they're like, they know their thing, or BTC, that's their thing, among other things. And they kept on hitting me up and saying, hey, you should do a collection on Bitcoin. And I was like, okay, well, I have no idea why I should do that, but why not? And I didn't know about the fact that the art was literally inscribed on chain.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was something where I was like, okay, we need to have at least one old money collection done that way, if not more. But it was like, it took me some time to actually understand this whole, IPFS thing and how it works, because I'm not a tech guy, so I don't understand things. And then I, once I understand them, I understand them. Okay, this thing is basically on a server somewhere. If that server goes down, my art is gone. Bitcoin relies on millions of nodes, so my art is safe, kind of thing. And so I was attracted by that. Mm-hmm. And I was also interested in the idea that there was also a bit of limitation, because you can't inscribe just all kinds of high definition elements. You have to really reduce these things, and otherwise it's going to cost you a fortune to inscribe.
Yep.
So how do I do something that's not a bill, first of all, that's maybe more focused on a character? Which character should that be? Trix has become, someone in the project, obviously, and so the idea was to put him, as this face of old money. Who can represent better old money than someone who looks like Trix, right?
Yeah.
And so I wanted something full on and a little bit more artistic, like very pop art-ish. I wanted it to be. It's a bit inspired by Warhol and artists like that who took a bunch of pictures and then started working on them a little bit. I wanted to step it to another level from an artistic point of view, and maybe detached from the obligation of being fitted, to a bill. And then of course, where it's also what's thought out about that on parallel is the physical representation of these, because the idea is that instead of just printing them like the bills, I'm going to print them lacking a certain amount of degradations. And when people print these and want to order one of these, when we open up a batch for it, they will have a live degradation. So see this orange part that you see right there on the right side of that will be done with ink by me on top of the print.
Okay.
The other colors in the face probably, and I might even add some ink on the face in the back. I might actually even decide to have it printed without it and just add that. And then we're bridging even more the physical and the digital, because I wanted to have something like that. So also I wanted to show you something real quick if you have a second. So,
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
there's 300 of these, and there's one of them that's basically, I like the idea of digital artwork, and then can be some sort of like a native asset, and then you can make the physical interpretation of that as you want.
Okay.
It just needs to be centralized with us, and we give, we basically produce it for you. But you could have one of your bills that you have, Tommy, like destroyed, and you can say, okay, when I send it back to you, destroy it for me. I'm going to destroy it here, and I'll send you a picture. And then I want it printed back in a new format that you're offering. I want it to be twice the size, and I'm moving to Asia, so I want it to be sent over there. And I'm not going to get my art from where it was before, and it's not the same space where I'm going, so I want something that's more adapted, and we can do that as long as the native asset is there. And you can also have a physical asset, which is something that's been done in NFTs many times, that becomes a digital asset, and then you have both. So you have this piece right here.
That looks awesome. I love that.
Which I made a couple days ago, that my wife says, please don't fucking sell this thing. So I said, I will. And so this will be one piece in the 300s coming that somebody's gonna get, and it's like, this is full ink. There's nothing printed except, of course, on the bottom you've got the BrokYEN stamp, old money stamp actually, and a GMDN stamp. And so this will be put in, you'll have an NFT version of that, and of course, you just have to pay for the shipping, and you're getting this home.
That's a great size too.
That's a perfect, nice little
it
like
is.
dimensions on that too, nice and square right there.
Perfect size.
Right? Yeah, the square is cool. The square size is
love that.
I mean, old money's already been great for profile pictures, but yeah, someone, I think Sham said that, where these also just lend even more to the ordinal side, especially is getting them into the PFP side, because a lot of people start that way. I don't think it should be the end all for a project. It's just like, hey, we're PFP. Well, what else do you do? Do you use Twitter? You can put our picture on Twitter. Like, that's as far as some go. But this one, as far as just introducing that new ordinal side, where a lot of people do kind of have that mentality, or that's where they start before they can really that's just where you get into it. Hey, I bought this, I like it. Now it's my PFP. Well, cool. Now I'm hanging out in the community. And now people know me as this picture. That's what they recognize. We've talked about it where sometimes some of our buddies on Twitter or Discord change their PFP because they get into a new project, and all of a sudden you don't even recognize them. It's like, shit, I knew you as this profile picture. So it becomes that kind of level of like recognition even. And these ones work good for that.
The whole digital representation is super interesting, because we're spending more and more time online. So I think of me, it's ridiculous. I'm more of my time online. So I think I'm probably more Trix in my life than I am Mikhail, in my normal life, because I spend so much time on this project and I'm so much online. So of course, in the digital life, nothing requires that we look the way we look, and we don't have to have our names. We don't give a shit, right? You can be Tommy, TJ, the Tommies. You can be whatever the hell you want. F-35ers, you can have. So this is another world, and I think that part is it's really going to evolve, and it's actually going to evolve on a consumer level. Like, for example, you see someone who has an article, someone who wants to show off, his wealth, and he, it's maybe, I don't know, it's a chick who has a Birkin bag, or it's a guy who has a Lambo or something like that. And he's driving that thing, or she's walking around Paris, and she wants as many eyes on that as she possibly can. But you're not going to cross that many people in a day. You're going to cross 15, 30, 45 people. Maybe like a fourth will look at you, and then they'll just go on about their day. But if you're on Instagram, on your own, digital platform, you're showing your wealth to 150,000 potential, whatever, millions of people. So what if that, Hermes or Lamborghini asset was actually a digital asset, and you show it online? Everybody knows that thing is worth $250,000. So whatever credit you wanted to have based on that object, you got it, and you got it from a lot more people than you would have had outside. So your digital life becomes like, this is a place where you have an existence, an identity, and you actually even have wealth. Like, you're showing off your wealth on that space.
Yeah.
So, yeah, PFPs, make sense in a way that we're not supposed to show our face like we would on Facebook in 2008 or something like that, right? It's a completely different thing. We don't need to be flesh, basically, and blood on.
Sorry, Tom, I keep getting excited about this. I know we're trying to keep it a little on track here, but
there's no way we're getting through everything that we're going to be able to get through tonight.
Well, there's an important question from Meek Vision real quick. Or you can read your Trix.
Hey, I'm on that same boat. What about the handies?
So the hand jobs, let me pull up the doc real quick, because I think there's about 50 of them total, and there's about 27 that have been handed out through whitelist. And we have 28 hand jobs that have been minted already on the whitelist, and we have 11 snot laser eyes. And then we have 13 of something else that's not revealed yet. But these are special traits, and there will be some left in the general mint. But yeah, these are like limited traits. The hands, the hand jobs are limited traits. The lasers are limited traits as well. And of course, the most limited one is the one I just showed you.
Awesome, yeah. No, I mean, and I just wanted to say, because the physical side of things, Tommy, you have your bills, you have the small bill. I know TJ and me, I think we're looking at getting some of the small ones as well for ourselves. It's one, not to keep gassing up the project. It is, one of the few projects, though, that I think lend itself to having some sort of physical art. But also just tying you to it that much more. You get that much more connected to something when, I have things that in some wallets that I open the wallet and it's like, oh, that's right, I have that project. I didn't even remember I minted them and sold 2 of them and kept 1. Couldn't have told you that. I haven't looked in this wallet. We all have 12 different wallets. Some work on mobile, some work on this browser, some have this tool. But when you have it on your wall and you're able to look at it every day, and just be able to and not only look at it as in like, hey, look, I have this picture of a funny monkey or something. It's actually something that you connect with, especially in the way that people really connect with certain of the bills. I think it makes a huge impact. I mean, especially, just on that level of like,
and the bills are paper, so they're meant to be printed. It's almost kind of obvious that we see the paper of that at one point. The exhibitions,
degradations now. That's such a cool idea. I'm looking towards that. Having that ahead of time is so smart. Just seeing that people respond as well to the physical side too, to where with this new drop, you're like, of course we can offer that side, because people are asking in the chat. They're like, will this have the physical portion? Because people want it, which is always great to see.
And the degradation, is a whole concept. It's about time. It's about how these bills move from hand to hand, and they're stained by life. Like, they're stained by somebody's blood. They're stained by somebody's cigarette. They're stained by somebody walking over it. So they change all the time. And they have, when you think about it, a dollar bill has a traveling potential that's just like unlike anything else. What travels more than $1 around the world physically? Nothing, I think. It's the most... It's the biggest movement here, whatever you can call it, object. Yeah, and it's it ends up in a washing machine. It's all degraded, and it's given to a crack dealer who then goes and buys a Sprite at a 7-Eleven, who gives it to this old woman who gives it to her grandson. It's amazing. So the whole degradation thing is a bit of a reflection of how a bill is just goes through life.
And that's so true. I used to be a bank teller like 10 years ago, and I dealt and saw with tons of different kinds of bills, and there were nasty ones out there, I'll just say.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, a lot
smelly
of
ones.
Oh, you're not kidding. It's plenty ones.
But you want to use the hundreds when you're doing code. Don't use the dollars.
The other thing too, I think I see, like, I've seen criticism in the past from people, like, oh, you're just over in Photoshop messing around with these bills. Like, what's right? How's this really art? Why are you guys any different? And I wanted to bring this up because my favorite part about you and the community is the fact of like how involved, like we talked about, remember the Trix 49ers? Well, remember this? I got one of these this is the natural degradation from the MX collection here, signed over here from you, the coffee one. And when you look at this, it's like, okay, it's just a piece of paper. You've done something with it, right? How does that make any sense? But when you actually look over at the bill collection itself, you can actually pull these up and see that same kind of little distance. You see those two right there?
Oh, yeah.
So you can see
connect everyone, though. Like, we really get you involved that way.
Isn't that wild? That's it right there. And that's on those digital bills right there. It's scanned in. And I don't think people maybe sometimes realize that, of the work that you put into that when it comes to the true artistry. But I just wanted to shout that out, because not only do you connect with the community by doing stuff like this, but it also is just reflected. It makes people appreciate it that much more, I think. And that, for me especially, when I saw that, I'm like, oh wow, I got to get my degradation now, because I've got a personal tie to it. And I think with the physical prints and for being able to print those, people connect so much more with what they're doing in your pieces, man. Like I absolutely love that about you guys. And appreciate the community for that.
And in the exhibitions that we'll be doing soon, there will be one part which will be a sort of a degradation happening type, moment where I'll be degrading bills on stage, because the space we're doing this in DC in October has a gallery space and also has like a little theater in the back. So the idea is degrading bills, printed bills that I'll have printed without the degradation. And they'll be put into another policy ID, into another physical collection, and we'll have those sold. But I'll be degrading them live, like we'll be streaming that. It will be like these choosing factors, cool. like Julian, is a cocaine addict, and his father is a rich tycoon, and has always hated him, and he just snitched so much coke to this bill, there's a little bit of blood on it. And then this youngster got the bill after, and she's clumsy. She's 5 years old. Her father gave her a $10 bill. She just stepped on it and left it in the gutter or something. It's all dirtied up, and that's another like layer of degradation. And we're just kind of telling a story about the life of the bill, something like that.
Doing it live. I hope the blood will be paint.
It will.
Okay, all right. Good.
Because. I mean,
over here doing this for us.
Yeah,
keep it in your hand.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I actually thought about cutting myself and getting some blood. And I was
just
like, "This is going to be." I don't know if I'm going to do that right.
Legal reasons that I don't know where you can get away with that. What kind of bodily fluids are real or not? But is this something too? I know we're kind of going around topics right now, but as far as the degradations, but live degradations, it's similar to something like this. I know this is something you guys put out about doing a special degradation representing the physical prints of your bills. And is this actually how that process works?
The process is you can have one of your bills. So it goes through a whole curation process with Denton and everything. So you can't just decide that we talk about it. But the idea is that you send a bill and you don't get it back in the same shape. It goes through a physical degradation. You get it sent back physically as it was degraded, and we have to create a new NFT for it and destroy the other one or lock it up forever. We might just lock it up in case that piece is actually destroyed, and we can go back to the initial in a way and reprint that or not print that. But in a way, the idea is that those bills, some of the bills from the 0.2 bill collection or the MX collection will step out of their initial original policy ID and step into another policy ID, which is a physical policy ID. where the bill, of course, has been sold on the normie market, on the physical market for some, and it steps out of the overall supply, and we get these out there physically, or at least some of them physically out, in the world.
Yeah,
but
no,
and they go through a change, they go through an alteration, they've gone through life,
like in real life. Yep.
The owner says, hey, I want this passed on to somebody else, so it's going to go through some sort of degradation in the process. He might get it back. He might say, hey, I want it back all degraded.
I love that though. And you guys, the art gallery thing is a great kind of testament to what you guys have done. Like, it's so cool to see those like printed out in real life. And shout out to Danton. I know you guys are going up to DC later this year as well. But that's going to be a cool. I'm looking forward to what you guys are going to be able to do.
What a better place
the real
to
world.
showcase that too in DC. That's great.
It's a really nice space. We did like last year. We did it in that place that you can see right there. The new place is different. We have more space. We're going to be able to tell more things. I wanted to have some text on the wall that explains things a little bit. I want it to be a bit of a walkthrough. We'll have bills, but we'll also have some Trix printed. I might do a piece, special pieces just for this exhibition, and we may have, but I'm not really supposed to talk about that, but we have another space in DC that Denton's been working on, which is a huge space. So we're trying to see how we can articulate that.
Okay.
But the idea is that, a lot of people can come, people who are not from the space. So the way it's articulated, in terms of walkthrough, is easy to access. We'll have some talking points on money that's not, not all about blockchain and NFT art or whatever. The word NFT, if I can get it out of the way, it's cool.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's something we hear when we talk to the projects making games, where they don't want people to associate their game with NFTs. They're like, we're making a game. The assets may exist in the background on the blockchain, but we just try to, distance ourselves, because people hear that and it's not that they're just not fairly judging what they hear after that. They hear that word, and for whatever reason, a lot of people just instantly, I think some people too, it just gets very confusing because of how kind of inaccessible some of the wallets and things like that are to get into. So their brain just scrambles and they go, I can't handle this.
The crypto barrier imposes on people who don't know about crypto to question themselves on their knowledge and their capability of understanding things. And you will want to back off from that naturally. Like, if I get into this, I'm going to feel insulted, because the word crypto, I don't know what's hiding behind that. I hear a lot of bad things, but what I see mostly is something extremely complicated that I can't understand. So this ignorance is going to lead me to say, no.
Yep.
That's that. So if we find a strategy to communicate to normal people who are not, already in the space, simple principles, simple ideas, so that they can understand, and we frame that properly, we might be able to get somewhere and have people not be like, oh, what the fuck is this? This is another one of those NFT scams.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think tying it back to the physical side of things really it really makes that connection a little more real, and building out your community is a huge factor to that. In the interest of time right now, for the Ordinals collection itself, do we have a date? I saw June sitting in there in that trailer. Are we still on track for a June release of those 300 Ordinals?
We should be. I've been so I'm working with Chad Diamonds from Wild Tanks on this, which it's my first experience with him. He seems pretty thorough and kind of person who's capable of respecting proper ETAs and whatnot. So it's moving forward. Yeah, we should see in early June. If it's mid-June, it's mid-June. If it's late June, it's late June. If it's early July, whatever. The thing is, it doesn't come out if my man Chad doesn't feel comfortable with it, or he's not ready for it, and if I don't feel ready for it either. But we're really talking about a normal, time stretch.
Yeah.
I have a bit more difficult on the other stuff that we promoted earlier on, which are going to come along, but for which I have a harder time, giving dates because of tech resources and trying to get that together. But for that part, for the Ordinals, yeah, we're looking at a proper delivery in June, and we'll give a heads up, of course. Like once I know we're set, we've tested it, we've debugged it a little bit, and I'll be like, okay, in 1 week this is going down, and you guys will have that. So whitelist will be served, I think, prior. Basically, that's the idea, and I know that comes forward. It's a small collection. It's 300. If it works well, I'd love to do another one. And the idea is that if we do another one, which would be a series 2, we would get rid of 50% of the trades and replace them with 75% of trades.
Okay,
cool, awesome.
I mean, I like that.
So if more people want it, it's very hard to calculate supply and be like, okay, well, how many should we do, and not overload the thing. And the idea is that there's many people who can get kind of what they want. That's the idea, but not trying to force that on anyone else.
Yeah. No, I like that. And I mean, like you said, we're coming from the Cardano side over into Bitcoin side. Now there will be a little bit of a learning curve for people to go ahead and be able to mint and things like that. So are you guys,
how much?
It won't be too bad. Are you guys looking to do a direct mint from site kind of thing, not through like a launch pad or anything like that?
Yeah, we're not long. Okay. Well, yeah, this is all done in-house.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah,
nice. Definitely. Love to hear that.
Your money way.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, if we can get to, definitely. This definitely needs to be in-house. And and Chad knows this thing. He's good. And it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. I'm really excited. About what I did. It started off, I was like, let's try something. For Bitcoin, I was looking for different graphic systems. Wait, this can't be too heavy, blah blah blah. And then I don't know, it just kind of, and then I was just like, oh, okay, I'm so in it.
Yeah.
For me, it's about that. It's like these moments, like 0.2 bills or MX, where I'm just going into the mind and the creation, finding all these different variations and testing them, and it's like this is really
well, you can tell how deep you are in the world, because it reflects in your videos that you kind of come up with, your announcements that you come up with, your posts. It really is quality, and we truly appreciate all the stuff you put out, that you don't half-ass anything. You really put thought and effort to everything that you've put out so far, and we just are excited to see what else you come up with, honestly.
Yeah. You can count on me. I'm 100%. I think I can pretend to be 100% real, and especially I can pretend to be really in love with this project and everything that goes with it. Even you guys, the community, these never-ending interactions that we have, seeing each other in Savannah. I mean, this is all golden. I'm fucking loving this. So, and that's how it works. If I didn't like what I was doing, man, I would just never be around. I'd be coming around every once in a while to like pump some bags or some shit, or some other cash grab idea and go fuck off. But no,
you get burned out.
I have built this in a way for me to enjoy it as long as I push it. And as long as I enjoy it, well, you'll be seeing these little fucking funny films, and we'll be minting shit. And we are here to mint. I'm here to mint art. Let me know.
Well, Trix, I want to go ahead and cheers to you on that, man. I appreciate all the content. I know a lot of people, and if you guys aren't over on the Old Money's YouTube channel too, just all the videos and different promotions and stuff you guys have put out over the years, definitely make sure to go ahead and check this out, man, because your content outside of just the NFTs, the artwork that you do, this is art itself, and some of the videos and stuff that you shoot. And I know a lot of people don't know, like, this was a big part of who you were too, right? Early on, especially like, I know you used to do music videos, right, for different artists. Back in the day, I don't know if you mess around with any of that stuff now, but I know back in the day, that was a thing for you, right?
Oh yeah, I did music videos for The Weeknd, for Drake.
This one right here,
CeeLo Green, for example. That was a fun time. That was a good time. That was an interesting time.
For a while, I love it.
You know the crazy part to me, watching this janky vision, like you see the callbacks to Old Money, like through Old Money now, and some of your old work, and it makes me even appreciate it that much more, which it's pretty wild to see,
I love that.
I think
for us, the idea that you can link it.
Yeah, I'll definitely put that over in chat right now if you guys want to take a look, because the style I mean, obviously everybody evolves over time, but the style, it screams different things of old money. Some of the pop art stuff you're doing with this Ordinals collection, just the way the faces are with some of the bills, it really comes alive in your art. And like I said, I think that's such an underrated aspect for you as an artist over in maybe the NFT world, is that like, hey, you do this for real. This isn't just like some little side hobby, like project for you. You're a true artist through and through, and we just wanted to highlight that. I don't think you get enough love on that.
Oh, thank you for highlighting that. It's definitely, this is my life. This is the way I live, and this, if you had any idea of what my craft represents to me in terms of psychology, like personal psychology, it's immense. Mm-hmm. It's like I feel like I've created a world that I can't escape from, and at the same time will always be there for me. I can entertain that forever, and I can die like that, never worrying about boredom, lack of objectives. I'm just building this as it comes, and it's a fabulous adventure, but it's something I was drawn to naturally because I fled the corporate world. I was meant to be, like a big creative director in advertising. That's what people were pushing me to do like 20 years ago. And I had such a hard time developing cool ideas and good artistic craftsmanship for detergents, brands, and stuff like that. No, it drove me nuts. Like I was like, this has no meaning. This is like I'm like putting my innermost inspiration to the work of glorifying, brands that, maybe we need these things in everyday life and stuff like that. Banksy said that, advertising just basically absorbed 95% of any money who comes out of art school.
Yeah.
So, but it was a passage, like it was, and then I became an independent. It was different. I was taking jobs. I can refuse the ones I didn't want to. I love music. I've always been a huge fan of music. I tried to do music for 7 years. It didn't work out so well. I wasn't that good at it. Like I didn't feel confident. I started making videos, put them on YouTube at a time where you could hook that up to a music that was out, like, IP'd and shit, but YouTube wouldn't can it. They had no bots back then. So when I did that first thing before the weekend video, I did a CeeLo one called Bodies, and people were confused, like news, like, magazines and stuff like that, like Premiere magazines and other different medias were like, what is this? Did CeeLo just come out with this, but we don't know if it's official or not? It created this like big mayhem where management was like, what is this? This looks great, but it's completely out of our hands, so we need to contact this guy. And CeeLo contacted me, and then we started working together, and that's how I hooked up with the weekend, and then I went on to a few more jobs like that, but I was never really compatible with the with the music industry. It's it's tough.
I can imagine.
They're fucking crazy. You gotta really accept all the fucking CeeLo is a queen. The only guy that I worked with that was kind of cool was The Weeknd, but that was back then. He had not a cent. So it was different. That guy was pure, and it was something incredible emanating from him from a creative standpoint. I could feel all over Toronto when I went there to work with him on that. It was insane. And I can't even explain that because it's so spiritual that it almost makes no sense. The other guys I work with, Drake, for example, that was the moment where I was like, okay, this is not your space. Just get out of here and just run for your life.
It's cool seeing just the style, though, how it existed, where it followed. Because like I was going to say, I think for me, TJ and Tommy were not really coming from as much of the art world. So, you see something like the Mona Lisa, or whatever, or even like a statue of David. But, we're familiar with the famous pieces, but you don't really get to see
filled with art.
That's my other mediums. They only had like sculptures, or painting or whatever they were doing, etching. So to see it kind of like, hey, this look like, what you said almost, Tommy, was like, oh, you can see like the original kind of style, old money, where it's more so that's the artist, that we're getting to see Trix' style, where of course that's going to be carried over. And you can, it feels seeing how it developed, or almost that's kind of where something started, it feels more authentic then. It's never, and that's what I think streams from old money, you know, whether it's the comedy side, the little joke trailers, it's never forced. It's never something where they're like, they are trying too hard right now. You watch it and immediately, this is fantastic. Like right away, that's just the immediate vibe I get from it. It's like, this is great. And it's what I come to expect now too, which is not to give you too much pressure, but we see everything. I wouldn't expect anything else. Anything I watch is a banger every time.
No, I mean, I would never feel any pressure because I actually really enjoy doing these, and it's my sharing moment. So I have a blast doing that. I look at it, I'm like, oh, you dummy, that was funny. Share that with everyone, and everybody's like, this is great, and fuck, you know, accomplished, like mission accomplished. Like, it's exactly what I wanted to do. I want to do something look at it and be like, this is great. I'm really happy about it, and then share with other people, and hopefully they will feel the same about it. And that's what drives the entire project. It's just that I get pleasure from that, and we're all set. I got my pleasure. I need to make my money every once in a while.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, you know, as long as it's enjoyable and fun as it is, as it's always been, then I'm here, like, and I'm here every fucking day. I don't think there's one day I don't post something on the Discord or even on Twitter.
Well, dude, like I go back in there every now and then, and every night, every day, it's constant conversation. Most of it has nothing to do with the actual NFTs or the project itself. It's just the guys gotten to know each other in real life, and
life.
Yep, and it's become a hot spot, like hangout for them, and you can't ask for anything more than that, especially with some of the stuff where you guys can connect in real life too. I know that's a thing for you guys. We've got the Mfer Meetup over in Savannah and the DC Art Show, things like that coming up.
Please, everybody come in. Like, you know, everybody from the... I know there's a lot of people a bit disappointed in the Cardano space because of recent, you know, tragedies. You know, and they just need to come around old money and say, hey, hello. You know, hello to some bills. Come around. You know, we understand. We're here. You know, and
MFers will prosper.
Will prosper. Absolutely.
I love that saying over there. Trix, I know we're gonna definitely need to reschedule one of these to get more info on some other things that you guys have. Just for the interest of time. Yeah, we basically just we're gonna do like a series almost with you. Just we could talk for hours doing these.
Pleasure. I'd love to, man. I love you guys. It's great.
But yeah, it's been a good time over here. So Ordinals, keep an eye on those for next month. If you want to get involved with them and you're not a certain role, I know there's certain like the god roles over there that can get certain whitelists. Is there other ways to be able to win whitelists, get involved, or what do they need to be paying attention to if they want to get their hands on an Ordinal?
Well, I mean, as far as the whitelist, if you're a god or as low as Lord of These Nuts, you are qualified for a whitelist. So if you haven't hit me up by DM, and we can take care of that very, very simply and manually. There's been some whitelists that have been handed out. I think it would be fair that you hand one out today on my behalf. Okay. If you want to.
Absolutely, for sure.
We definitely have one. Maybe we can have two. It's up to you. One or two. We still have some space. I had a limit on knowing that not everybody would come around. So there's still a little bit of space, but we're almost there. So not many left. I can give you two if you want to, gift those to some of these wonderful people out there.
I was gonna say, ask chat. Do we want to do one or two whitelist, chat? What do you guys think?
One. Yeah, one.
One is nice. One is nice.
One is not bad. I think they'd appreciate two. But
Derek said two, of course.
Derek said two, right? We could run them right now. I think that's the easiest way.
I got it up ready. So, what word should we do?
Trix, we always like to pick a little keyword over here for these guys to go ahead and enter in chat. So it could be something funny, it could be something serious. So do you have a fun little word? It could be a phrase, whatever you would like. We can enter that in. It could be messed up. It could be whatever. We've done some bad ones out here. We did handy last time. We gave one away.
We did do handy,
but in a special way. It was HANDY.
Inflation.
There you go.
And we do inflation.
We can 100% do inflation. You guys, if you guys are in chat right now, Your keyword is hashtag inflation. Make sure to put hashtag in there, and it'll count you guys over in chat. You guys will have a whitelist into the Ordinals collection here from Trix and Old Money. So is there a, do you guys have a price in mind? I know when you put it up on the thing, is it still roughly like 0.003 BTC?
It's
plus fees?
It's 0.0037.
Okay.
If you want a special trade added onto it, which can be available for everyone, but we'll see some sort of scarcity reverse system at one point.
Okay.
You can also pay 0.003 for just the Trix, and there's nothing added onto it.
Okay.
It's up to you. For the moment, all have gone for the full menu. You know, the three service
and
the two service. Well, the handy or something else.
Well, that's like when you guys put out the MX bills and you had a dirty or clean bill. I'm like, dude, I'm going dirty every single time almost. It took me a while before I was like, okay, we're gonna go start cleaning it up a bit.
Dirty. You might want some clean, but I think there's about it should be about 21 handies left.
Okay.
There's no more laser eyes, and the rest is basically mystery added.
Okay. So there's a potential when you outside of the whitelist, when you actually go to minties, they will roll random traits like that, but the handies and laser eyes are all special traits that you can't get unless you have one of those whitelists.
No, there's still no.
Okay.
There's 29 handies that have been handed, thrusted out through the whitelist, and there's 21 left.
Okay, perfect.
So that's a random pick basically.
Okay. Well, there we go. Guys, you have a really good chance right now if you guys are not putting inflation in here.
Wait, there's actually, I think, 5 laser eyes left as well.
5 laser eyes? Are those like actual laser eyes that that people will get? Like the ones that we see on the other
they're
bills?
laser eye snot, which is a bit different.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is 4 left. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, guys, here's your chance right now to go ahead and get in. TJ,
there's not 4 left for the whitelist. There's 4 left
in general.
For the normal mint.
Got it. Okay. So everybody can get this stuff. It's just a little you got a better chance of doing it if you win one of these.
All right.
Basically.
Yes, all right. We got about 10 seconds. You guys better put your entries in. You got a good chance.
I was gonna ask Trix. I got the gates of hell that wrote down on my wall here, but just peek the camera over. I'm sure you can show us the real one across the street or something, right?
What's that? I didn't get that.
You got Rodin's Gates of Hell, the poster on my wall here. I don't know if you can see that. There it is.
Oh wow. Hold on.
So I know that the Gates of Hell they're probably close to you guys.
Yeah, can you pull them up?
I'm pulling Tom up right there. You go.
Oh, nice. So hold on.
Yeah, so I was gonna say you can just show us across the street. I'm sure the real one's right there. The gardens.
I'm drawing it. Ready? 2, right?
2 winners.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I have a very nice one from an amazing artist like that. My wife got from her aunt who died a couple years ago from cancer, and there's like this really nice painting. I'll take a picture and I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah.
There you go.
It's really nice. Oh, nice. Poetonic. Well, that's great because this guy is here. Thank you. I think it's cool to highlight the fact that this is a really cool artist that we have in this space. Okay. Poetonic. There's some really beautiful, well-inspired collage, and every time I see his things going, I'm like, okay, I don't feel. This sounds very pompous, but I don't feel alone, with people trying to create stuff that they're really inspired by. So he's fucking dope artist. So love everybody.
Yeah,
check it out.
Yeah, go give him a follow if you guys are over there. I didn't realize that was him right here. But
it's great. It's
nice.
So great. Yeah, look at that. Look at that thing. Look at that one. That's fucking dope. No, like the big one right up there.
The big one, Tommy. I want to click on that. Damn, that's sick. I really like that.
That is sick. That is so sick. That is so sick.
There you go. Highlight and spotlight and artists. I like you got the little the Raven right there. Same thing as
really
well, is that him? Can you make sure is that go up a little bit? Yeah, that's something from him, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I believe so. I hope so. I'm following you now. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, congrats over there, Potonic. Trix, we'll go ahead and want them to shoot you over.
You guys get the winner right here, Tommy.
Okay. I was gonna say whoever wins, make sure to go ahead and we can get them a DM over to you, Trix. Should shoot you over a DM.
And congrats to Eric.
Good job. Eric Quayle.
There you go, Eric.
The new winners too.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool to see.
Good. I can definitely tell people over here too are excited. They're definitely part of the community and looking forward to it. So not one of those dip and flips.
If I may, Savannah. I will be there from the 5th to the 10th. We're doing a little party on the 9th. If you're not too far and you want to come hang out, just please come.
When's the 9th? Is that a Friday? The 9th?
Is that June?
It's a Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday's the 9th. Okay.
Which month?
October.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I was going to say, not in June, right? Yeah. Okay. I'll drive us up, Tommy. Or come TJ, drive up to us here in me and Tommy. I'll take us up. I'll make that drive easy.
I definitely go. My wife's birthday is the 2nd, so I want to see what day she wants to celebrate. So I'll try to come one of those other days.
Bring her too.
Yeah. I got a little baby. We'll let them babysit, bring the wives together. It'll be easy. There you go.
Idea, actually, Tommy, I like that.
Yeah, maybe we can make that work.
and so like 5th to the 10th, Savannah, and then the 12th is the DC exhibition. If anybody wants to come to Washington DC and hang out while we do this, and I'll be there until the 15th. So I'll be like 2 weeks in the States from 2 weeks, 10 days.
Okay.
5th to the 15th, part in Savannah, part in Washington DC.
Perfect.
And I would love to see everyone just come over. You know, everybody's welcome from any chain, from any project, from TOS, from no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Anybody who wants to come over, just come and you'll be
all included.
You'll be greeted like a guest, and anybody who's in this space we love. I mean, de facto, of course. And all the best at TOS on Coinbase chain.
Coinbase chain. One of those.
Yeah. Who knows? That's going to be nice, maybe.
Hey, maybe an old money will get some bills over there one day. We'll see.
Sapphires.
You never know.
I think there's a bunch of like stuff that's stuck on Coinbase, like a lot of like trash NFTs that are just like that have been sent to some Coinbase wallet.
Yep. Oh yeah, I got a few of those now. Hey, you know those scam tokens you get sent over in your wallets? All those scam tokens go to Coinbase for me. I get my answer from them.
That's great.
Yeah. There you go. That's a good little life hack right there. But no, yeah, Eric, I know TJ just mentioned that over there. But yeah, shoot Trix. Make sure you're in the Old Money Discord. Same thing with Potonic. Just go ahead. I'm sure you guys can, but just shoot Trix a DM. Let him know that you won. Screenshot your thing, and he'll get you guys set up as far as your waitlist goes.
Yep.
But no, Trix, we appreciate you hanging out over here. I wish we had more time. It went by way too quick.
We did.
It was great. Thank you guys.
So, we'll have you on here again, maybe in the coming months, because I know you guys got some more things up in the chamber here. You've got the Great Mint of Fuckery. You've got the XKRMNT, where we're going to take some old assets, maybe move them eventually over into Solana for a third build collection. BrokYEN over there.
What a BrokYEN. Yeah, BrokYEN is already 80%.
How's that coming?
Nice. I mean, I put it away because it's very hard for me to keep producing stuff knowing that it might be shelved, and then so I try to keep some for later, but a lot of it is done. It's a beautiful, very old inspired Japanese bill collection that's gonna look divine on a wall or in a wallet.
There you go. I'm looking forward to seeing those.
And XKRMNT is coming together as well. I'm really reformatting the tech structure so that people can work on different things without being overwhelmed. So I have some help coming from developers on the OM app side, probably for XKRMNT, so people can redeem their stuff and get their credits for what's to come after. And then BrokYEN will come after that. Ranking system should be coming out soon, hopefully, and then you can move on to the rest. But yeah, yeah, the tech has been kind of like that's what I've been working really hard on for the last year to make sure that it works proper, and we're slowly getting there.
Definitely make sure you guys download the Old Money app right now. It is
yes, sir.
You get the alpha there too with the notifications. I saw yesterday. There's the 101.
I'm going to concentrate the alpha on there soon enough. So anything that's coming after BrokYEN, GMF24, or even Trix Ordinals, this is what you need to look at if there's anything interesting going to come out. That's the alpha should be prioritized on that medium.
See that?
And you don't need to register emails or whatever. It's completely anon as it can be. You just get the info, you drop the app, and that's all.
Perfect. Well, Trix, we really appreciate you jumping over here today.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the collection over on Ordinals. I'm sure that you guys will release more information as that comes. And when you got more time to talk or more things to discuss, we'd be happy to do another Saturday stream or whenever to go ahead and do that.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yes.
And everybody tuning in today.
Down.
Oh, you know we're always down, man.
We'll do it live in October too.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, if we could set that up, we go live. If we can make it out to the meetup, we should do a live little show. That'd be fun.
We could do like a live vlog or stream or something, walking around with it, just people can see what's going on.
Oh yeah.
I think we can make it like super interesting. You know,
That'd be
we
fun.
can auctionize a little bit. We might get around, get something going. Hopefully, maybe one day, or I don't know,
Nice.
or not. But yeah, and I want if you guys want to stream the degradations.
There we go.
Ooh. At the exhibition, that could be
We'll have an
fun.
arts and crafts session out there with degradations and all bodily fluids. It'll be fun.
Absolutely wonderful.
All right, guys. Well, chat, we appreciate you guys showing up, all you MFers over there. We will catch you guys, I guess, coming up this Monday. Or no, it's Memorial Day over here in the United States. So I don't know if we're going to catch you Monday. That's a decision. We'll just tune in. Yeah, we'll let you guys know.
Do you want to do the giveaway or like the...
We got another giveaway. We did 2 giveaways. We already did the giveaway.
Oh, we did the giveaway.
Yeah.
I was like, sorry.
Yep, we got.
No, I don't know. I got distracted by. Do you want to do a whitelist giveaway, Trix, that you wrote, and of course because of the partly the weed and the alcohol. Forgive me, and the sun, of course. Got distracted.
Hey, there's a little bit of wine flowing. It's a Saturday, right?
Absolutely.
It is.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Well, appreciate everybody. Yep. No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Make sure to tune in to Old Money's Discord if you guys are not. If you guys have not registered with Jealous Island and you are a white name entering in over there, please say hi first before you do that.
Yeah, please do.
Everybody would love to haze you and have some fun over there. But yeah, one of our favorite communities over here on Cardano, making their way to other chains and beyond. Trix, one of the best people we know inside the space, man. If you guys are looking forward and want to meet them later in the year, October, they have their meetup. Later after that, headed over to DC. So make sure to tune in, hang out, and enjoy your day, MFers. We will catch you guys next week. Have a good day.
Peace.
Peace.